3 kilometers long. Let's take a look and see how the competitors fared.
Bad just got worse. Punctures, overheating, broken axles, wrong directions, collisions. Exclusive to Supersport, the Paris-Dakar Rally is proudly sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
Well, the first really big stage of the Dakar 2001 has seen a retirement in the motorcycle class for Jürgen Meyer, but it was a different side of the coin with regards to winning the stage, with Carlos de Gavado on his KTM winning the motorcycle section. And on the cars, it was Servia in his Schlesser buggy who was victorious. Well, the Dakar 2001 well and truly underway. We had 3 stages in Europe, 2 in France and 1 in stage. And this is a quick look back at some bits of action that we missed from day 4. Here is Luc Alphon, the former French downhill ski champion. He's currently 9th overall in his Kangoo Schlesser buggy hybrid machine. Lundmark, the Swedish guy, well, he on motorcycle number 28, continuing to lead the production class. He's 11th overall. And number 22, as we saw yesterday, Francois Flick, 15th overall, the Frenchman there. Of course, the action was getting rougher and rougher, but at least there was a musical welcome for everybody once they had returned to the bivouac, which was in Errachidia in northern Morocco. Stefan Gerard in his buggy, and also Pierre Latigue in his Mercedes. Latigue 16th overall, looking forward to getting into the bivouac and getting some sleep and some food inside him to replenish the energies. The quads, well, it was hard work for them as well. Some people had some problems though, not too many retirements yesterday. Well, today's stage, Errachidia down to Osaste from northern Morocco. Well, we're creeping further south little by little. A road section of just under 60 kilometers, and then the first big special stage, 333 kilometers. That's just over 200 miles, looping round then on another road section into Osaste. Well, this morning the roadbook was put back by 1 hour after a small mistake with regards to the refueling of the motorcycles before they went into the 200-mile stage this morning. So the roadbook was just plus 1 hour. And here, well, who says that the boss doesn't get involved? Hubert Auriol, the big boss of the Dakar 2001, well, he was certainly getting stuck in, actually refueling the motorcycles himself. And he was saying, well, when I started at my very first job when I was living at home was exactly this. I was a petrol pump attendant. Good to see everybody getting stuck in. The Dakar really is a team involvement.
Je n'ai pas de pièces pour vous donner, mais la prochaine fois.
Eh, tu rigoles, mais c'était mon premier métier, alors.
And well, 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 who says that it hasn't got underway today? It really has. Look at the dunes and the stunning scenery of Morocco. This really is the Dakar getting well and truly underway now. And yes, 333 kilometers, absolutely flat chat. Harry flat as it was for the motorcycles and the cars through the stage. And even though it was an early start, South Africa's star Alfie Cox was caught, well, almost catching a little bit of a nap. Richard Sankt the French hero looking forward to getting things underway on his KTM. Kari Tianen, and everybody preparing for the start of 200 miles on a stage just like that. And look, it's quite a hard crust on top of the sun-baked surface, but underneath it was quite soft. But no problems at all for motorcycle number 12, Carlos de Gavado. He was well and truly in the gist of things after a good day on his KTM yesterday, which was day 4. He said that he got behind Richard Sankt, and the others, well, they were stuck in the dust behind them. There wasn't too much navigation going on. It was just a question of following Sankt and then making a go for it. He, of course, pretty well the first South American winner of a stage on the Dakar. Jürgen Mayer, though, on the KTM, well, he was seen attacking earlier in the stage, but things went absolutely pear-shaped. Later on, he fell hard off his KTM and he pulled the distress beacon that everybody, both 4 and 2 wheels, have on the Dakar, and soon the medical helicopter was down on the sand to collect poor Jürgen. Broken collarbone, as you can see, as he arrived back at the bivouac. My goodness me, that is one of the most painful injuries that anybody can get, least of all if you are a motorcycle rider. No relation to Jürgen, but Andrea Meyer, not on a KTM but a BMW, she had a problem, not through falling, but through a seized engine on her BMW flat twin, and she was just left to do nothing else but wait on the roadside and wait for the service truck to come along. Just waiting for the truck, nothing I can do, just a few kilometers away, but I have to wait.
Gehalten, nachts geschaut, auch alles voller Öl. Und ja, jetzt muss ich den Motor wechseln. Ich werde jetzt den Motor rausnehmen und dann...
Not a good day for BMW as a whole. Britain's John Deacon was fined yesterday after he was caught speeding through a village on the road section. Hubert Oriol indeed standing up in front of all of the competitors last night and saying, listen, if you do speed inside the villages, we will fine you and we will penalise you. Richard Sankt, with the open road ahead of him, no dust to hinder the Frenchman on his KTM today. Just look at those dunes. My goodness me, you can make a hell of a sandcastle out of them. Number 1, Richard Sankt, the first really long special for him. And although he said that he had done this stage before, he was still a little apprehensive at times. However, it was not all plain sailing for Sankt. He was about 120 kilometers from the end of the stage when a rock hit the gear shift on the left-hand side of the motorcycle, broke the gear shift completely, and now Sankt was in 4th gear at the time and therefore stuck in 4th all the way to the end of the stage. However, it just proves how quick a stage it was when he said that he only lost a couple of minutes. Can you believe it? Sankt second, and I remind you, de Gavado quickest today. Number 7, the Finnish superstar Tianen. He got a little lost about 50 kilometers before the end of the stage, and then he thought that the bike was running out of fuel. In the end, he thought it was running a little bit rich. Number 2, Juan Roma, 4th overall today on his BMW, therefore 4th behind the first 3 KTMs. Roma had a few problems at the beginning, but luckily for the BMWs today, no problems with their anti-deflation mousse, such as they had problems in their tyres yesterday. Mioni on the other KTM, 15 kilometers before the end of the stage today. The oil warning light came on, pressure of course, or was it lack of oil? In the end, he slowed right down, and by the time he got to the stage finish, he checked the level, but it was fine. Maybe a faulty switch, maybe a faulty sensor, he does not know, but it's better to be safe rather than sorry. This is someone who was sorry yesterday, Jordi Arcarons, although no problems for him today. Arcarons in 7th position. Alfie Cox from South Africa, he was 6th today, stuck in a lot of people's dust, although he did fight hard through it. Esteve Puyol on the number 20 machine. He was 9th overall today, giving away some 11 minutes to the winner of the stage, de Gavado. And the Swede, Lundmark on the number 28 KTM. He running, of course, in the production class, not the super production class, i.e. the works machinery, the full machinery that is quickest on the stage. Just look how rocky it was, and just look at what a battering those rear tyres get on the motorcycles over the sun-baked surface here in Morocco. So there you have a rundown. South America dominant today with Carlos de Gavado on his KTM. The Chilean rider just 21 seconds faster than Sankt, only losing 21 seconds after being stuck in gear. My goodness me, what could the Frenchman have done? Well, the answer is he's still leading overall. De Gavado second, Tiernan third, Roma and Mioni.
Bien, muy bien. Fue una etapa muy rápida, con mucha roca.
It was a good stage, but it was a very fast stage with a lot of stones and dunes at the end.
Y bien, muy contento.
It was a very hot surface, and my bike is okay, it's well prepared, and I was very, very quick today.
Est-ce qu'il a cru qu'il pouvait rattraper Sankt?
You think that you can catch Richard Sankt, was the question?
Llegar hasta Richard. Ustedes son periodistas. ¿Cómo atraparlo?
Sí, atraparlo.
Bueno,
we do not really have the same targets, he says. He wants to win the Dakar outright, but for me, well, I would really only want to aim at finishing at least inside the top 5. And I believe that we have a motorbike to do that with our KTM. It's a good machine. It was good at the beginning, but in the middle of the stage, I broke my gear selector. My gearbox was in 4th gear at that time, and therefore I had to finish the stage in that gear. Sometimes it was difficult, and I had to slip the clutch, but other times it was good.
Combien de secondes de décalage d'arrivée?
Is the gap between you and de Gavado very important, was the question? No, and I think that it's not too important, really. I'm happy because I could have lost more time, but it's okay. It was really a good day. Raymond Loiseau, former runner in the motorcycle section of the Dakar for 20 years, is not riding this year. However, he's still involved. He's helping out in 2 capacities. My name is Raymond Loiseau, and I have done 20 Dakars, and I didn't really want to do another one this year. However, ASO, they got me on board as a liaison officer for the motorcyclists. And I'm happy to help out. For example, here he introduces us to a winner of the Mongolian rally raid, and everybody knows him, and he's helping out the motorcyclists from a roadbook point of view, from a logistical point of view. Asking DAP here. Raymond Loiseau is easy to work with. He's always smiling, but now he's part of another world. But he's always easygoing, as indeed he was before. Now, Raymond is also helping out on the other side of things for BMW. He is assisting Didier P with the BMW 650 machine to bring it towards the production car class, such as KTM have. It's a completely normal 650 prepared by Touratech, the German preparation shop, he says here. They've added a rally raid kit, for example, a large fuel tank, and also all the GPS fittings as well, so that they can read them easily.
C'est assez rapide.
It's a very quick machine and very easy to ride.
Bon, maintenant, la course commence, on verra bien.
Nothing can test a motorcycle like a real event, and of course, a real event is such as the Dakar. It's a fantastic machine, and I'm happy to be involved. Now on on to the four-wheeled section of the Dakar 2001 here on day 5, a 333-kilometre trek. That's just over 200 miles into the middle of Morocco, and my goodness me, the dunes really are starting now. Jose Maria Servia, the Spanish driver in his French-built Schlesser buggy, number 202. Well, he was fastest today on the stage. Not a drop of rain in this area of the world for a very, very long time, but he was not going to stop for a drink. In the end, he navigated the car to the finish of the stage in a time of 3 hours and 25 minutes to be just under 2 minutes faster than his teammate Jean-Louis Schlesser. We're on board with Schlesser, as you can see, and he's got a problem with the navigation here, he's saying. And he's not happy at all, the 52-year-old Frenchman. Here they are, they're arriving at the stage finish. Now they have to arrive into the stage finish from top right-hand side of your screen. Schlesser has arrived from the wrong side of the time control, and you have to enter the time control from the right direction. Handbrake turn, round he goes, two-wheel drive machine of course, and in he goes past the yellow board towards the red stop board, where he then gets his time card stamped. Therefore, because he's arrived from the right angle, he doesn't get any further time penalties. Servia first, Schlesser second, and then the Frenchman Jean-Pierre Fontenay in his Mitsubishi, he third today. Now he caught up Jean-Louis Schlesser after Mazoga, that was where the dunes were, and then Jose Maria Servia overtook Jean-Pierre Fontenay's blue and white Mitsubishi. Then, of course, Fontenay stayed in the dust that was really hanging in the air. Not much wind today to push the dust away from in front of the competitors. However, Fontenay still happy to be in contact and in touch with the leaders. Thierry Delaverne, another Frenchman, but this time in a Nissan, slightly longer wheelbase than that of the Mitsubishi Pajero. Teammate to Gregoire Demavius, who started well down the field today after the Belgians' problems with the rear beam yesterday. Quick story about Demavius. He was getting ready to leave the bivouac this morning and actually had a phone call from one of the mechanics in the trucks who was already on the road, who thought that he had forgotten to tighten one of the bolts on the trailing arm to the differential, and in the end Demavius got underneath the car, and indeed the bolt was not quite tight, so Demavius very lucky today. Mashioka in the Mitsubishi number 224 in the Pajero, he fifth today, giving away just over 6 minutes to the winner of today's stage, Serbia. Similar machine to that of Mashioka, but this time number 203, Kenjiro Shinazuka from Japan, with Ulster's Fred Gallagher calling the notes alongside him. Shinazuka sixth today, only 11 seconds back of his teammate Mashioka. These three Mitsubishis tailed off by Jutta Kleinschmidt in her machine, the German lady driver, of course the first lady driver to win a stage of the Dakar last year. On board here with Souza. Caught in the dust of Jutta Kleinschmidt. Now, of course, many of these machines running with a tire pressure sensor to the back wheels that can just keep the drivers informed of what the tire pressures are doing. And Souza saying that he was concerned about the tire pressures, particularly over the stony section where he felt that the tire pressure was too much, and and therefore the car was bouncing around quite a bit. Bruno Sabi, he was 10th today, although problems coming for his teammate, Philip Vormberg, who broke a front shock absorber in the sister Ford. Here, another teammate, Vigouroux, in yet another Ford two-wheel drive machine, more suited to the Baja events. And remember, they're not running with windscreens, hence the full face helmets. He's saying to us through the onboard camera link-up that this car quite suited more towards the quick events, but quite a difficult car to drive, always on the opposite lock, as you'll notice. Here he is passing the Brazilian-driven truck, number 427, de Azevedo, the Brazilian driver in that one. Another blue machine, but not the same manufacturer, Luc Alphonse, 11th today in his Schlesser Kangoo. You can hear him spinning the wheels, struggling for traction as he goes up those dunes. And of course, the more you spin the wheels, the more build-up of heat inside the tyres, and therefore a little bit of risk of a puncture. No problems for Alphonse today. Miguel Prieto, the Spanish driver in his Mitsubishi, he was 19th today, 45 minutes back over a 4-hour stage. Pierre Lartigue in T1. Problems for him. No reports yet of Lartigue at the finish of the stage, even though he went through one of the control points. T1 actually won today on the stage by Japan's Asaga in his Toyota. The French Le Mans winner, he won Le Mans, Henri Pescarolo, all the way back in 1972 in a Matra. He is continuing on, no problems for him, but some big problems for America's Darren Skilton in his Kia. He had to stop with a front differential problem, as did his teammates, Leduc in his Kia. Leduc out of the Dakar after a front diff problem, so not a good day for America. Serbia quickest on the stage by just under 2 minutes from Schlesser. Third was France's Fontenay, Thierry Delaverne and Hiroshi Mashioka. Overall, well, not quite the same. Schlesser leading overall, 4 minutes and 14 seconds ahead of Fontenay, Serbia, Delaverne and Mashioka.
Bueno, la primera arena ha pasado muy bien, no había, era bastante.
We overtook a lot of motorcycles today and there was a lot of dust on the stage. We, of course, didn't see anything through the dust, but we went alongside Fontenay as a pairing, but he was not as quick as us. But at the end of the stage, the actual surface of the stage was better with the sand. And in the end, we finished well. I'm happy today, no mistakes, and we had some good co-driving, some good navigation. We tried to follow a good rhythm, but most importantly, it's still to be in the rally and not to lose too much time. Dakar 2001 continues with the trucks, the racing trucks to be precise. Remember, essentially we have two classes of trucks, the racing trucks and the service trucks. Remember that all of these cars and motorcycles still have to be serviced once they get to the bivouac in the evening. Leading the trucks on the stage today, Chagrin, the Russian driver in his Russian-built Kamaz. Did a time of 4 hours and 5 minutes today. That is some 40 minutes slower over the stage than the fastest car. Kabirov, the teammate of the winner of the stage, was second on it today and second overall. However, quite a coincidence, Kabirov only 10 seconds slower than his teammate over a 4-hour stage. Don't think you can do that even if you tried. If you wanted to do it again, so closely matched were the two blue and white Kamaz trucks. Vecino in the Japanese Hino truck, the French crew having time even to wave at the helicopter. They were fifth. Day 6 of Dakar 2001 sees us go a little further south, and the heat will be rising literally hour by hour, not only with the sunshine but out on the stage. A road section of 155 kilometers, a special stage of 305, that's about 200 miles, and then a further road section down south to Golimini. Join us for Dakar 2001 on day 6.
Allez,